Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm your host Nobody, and today we're going back to Instruments of Destruction. So in the last episode, I built this Zeppelin, and it actually turned out better than I thought. You guys really seem to love that video. So today I decided to build another creation from history, and I decided on an M16 Half Track. Now this is a pretty iconic vehicle from World War I and II. This vehicle was typically used for anti-air purposes. Thus, we got the 4-barrel 50 cals in the back here, and I think this picture really does a good representation of what the half track is. We got the 4 ammo drums, we got the 450s. It's on a rotating turret, and the actual cannons could move up and down while the turret rotated, giving it a pretty sizely field of view for its cannons. In this picture here, you can better see that articulation of the gun itself. And with that vehicle in mind, let's go ahead and get into the build. Alright guys, and I finally finished the vehicle. As you can see, it moves around pretty okay. Not the best turning, but I don't think the real-life counterpart had that good a steering anyway with the tracks in the back and the wheels in the front. We do have a fully articulating cannon here, and I think it has pretty close to an identical firing arc to the real-life counterpart of this thing. The front of this vehicle slightly slopes in. I thought I had the top of the angle. You can kind of see where the line is, the crease in the hood, but for whatever reason, it came out flatter than anticipated. These wheel arches really gave me hell with actual collision with these wheels. In the front of this thing, you know, with the tapered nose and everything, that was actually a pretty hard thing to figure out in this vehicle. Now, I did add some grabbers in the bottom, as you can see, but we'll go ahead and try to fire it without it, just so that you guys can see all these cannons are overpowered, and yeah. There we go. All the recoil immediately just flips this thing. So we'll go ahead and respawn. We'll go ahead and do the anchors here. We'll just go ahead and aim off to the side a little bit and give it a fire. And there we go. I did have a little bit of offset on the cannons, so they don't fire, you know, simultaneously, giving you a little bit of, you know, variation in its firing arc. But if we scroll down just a little bit, we can kind of see, you know, that different firing there. And I think that spray pattern actually looks pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and take this guy over to another map and see what he can do. Alright, and here he is. Let's go ahead and just get him on his side. He can fire over the cabin, but I want to give him the best angles possible. So we'll go ahead and press E. We'll use our other hand for these arrows. The controls, as always, are very simple on my creations. I prefer it that way. And with both hands, here we go. And I'd say that's pretty damn destructive. I did want to be historically accurate. That's why there's nothing fancy, no bombs, no missiles, no lasers of any kind. But the weapons themselves, anti-air, it surely is destructive. And as you can see, it basically just chopped the head off of all these buildings. Now let's see if we can do this at this angle so we can actually see that firing arc. And boy, let me tell you, man, those cannons are doing some work here. Now, I thought about, you know, putting an aiming laser on this thing, but I figured against it. You know, I really, with some of these builds, I really want them to be historically as accurate as possible. And there we go, another building just collapsing just like that. And now we're on the compound map. Now, I do have suspension on the front of this vehicle, and I figured, you know, with the tracks themselves, this thing should be able to maneuver its way around this map pretty easily. The front bumper seems to be a little bit of a hindrance when it comes to that, and I don't know how we're going to make it across this. The turning radius on this thing is not tight whatsoever. We're gonna have to do that 65-point turn here, but there we go. We finally got him turned around. Now if we get up here, we can actually see some of the articulation with the suspension here, and you know, that guy went up there no problem. As long as we're facing in the right direction, I don't feel we'll have any issues with this vehicle actually maneuvering around a map. Now let's go ahead and aim these guns down. Hopefully we won't shoot the back of the cabin here, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, it does shoot the back of the cabin, and the recoil has just blasted us through this bridge here. And there we go, we're completely bottomed out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, as I am a very small YouTuber, and that also lets me know that you guys want to see more builds and Instruments of Destruction. And if you guys play Instruments of Destruction as well, there's always a link down to the workshop down below. I make sure that all my creations are available for you guys, so in case you guys ever want to fool around with these things yourself, you're more than welcome to. And with that, guys, I will see you all in the next one.